What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these. Beautiful, delicious, smoky, meaty, cheesy, pizza-y, amazing pepperoni pizza sausage rolls. That's right, folks, we're making a pepperoni flavored and pepperoni studded beef and pork sausage, wrapping it in puff pastry, cooking it on the old pellet grill for a lovely pizza sausage roll. Come on up. This is some meat. Ooh, pat it dry. And what I've got here is some lean brisket, some pork butt, as well as some pork belly for a nice beef and pork sausage, clocking in somewhere around the 80-20 to 70-30 meat to fat ratio, which should work out perfectly for what we're doing today. And that's because today we're taking another look at sausage rolls. And if you're unfamiliar, a sausage roll is essentially a log of sausage wrapped up in puff pastry and then either baked off or thrown on the old smoker. And what you end up with is some nice juicy smoky meat wrapped in a lovely crispy fluffy puff pastry. It makes for a great snack. It's pretty quick and easy to knock out, and you can get pretty creative with what kind of sausage you put in there. I did this a couple years ago on the channel with a cheeseburger sausage that was absolutely fantastic, and I've been dying to make another version of sausage rolls for quite some time. And whenever I'm thinking about a nice meat and bread combo to make a sausage roll out of, cheeseburger obviously comes to mind. That was fantastic, highly recommend it. But another one that sounds great is a pizza flavored sausage wrapped in puff pastry. So that's what we're going to make today. So the thought process is I'm going to make a nice beef and pork sausage with the same flavor profile as a pepperoni, meaning it's got a little bit of heat, some fennel, and some encapsulated citric acid for that nice tang. And then we can stud that sausage with some mozzarella cheese and probably some chunks of actual pepperoni just to drive it home a little bit further. Then wrap that in some puff pastry, cook it off till nice and golden brown, and dip it in a pizza sauce, because that just sounds like a really good idea to me. So first things first, like usual, whenever I'm grinding my own meat, making burgers or sausage or something like that, I'm gonna go ahead and get our meat all cubed up. And just like that, 5 pounds of meat total, all cubed up. So now into the freezer this goes for the next 30-40 minutes to get nice and cold. And while we wait for that meat to get nice and cold, let's go ahead and knock out our spice mix. Starting with some kosher salt, some black pepper, granulated garlic, some paprika, red chili flakes, ground fennel, little pinch of sugar, some pink curing salt number 1, because pepperoni is a cured sausage, typically. But because I want to make this the same day without letting it cure overnight, we're going to go in with some sodium erythorbate as well, which is simply just a cure accelerator. And lastly, I'm going to go in with a little bit of sea bind as our binder, just to help with moisture and fat retention to make sure we get a nice juicy sausage roll. And get that all mixed up. Other ingredients include some high-temp mozzarella cheese. We sell this on our website. Stuff is great, and it won't go oozing out all over the place, which is great, and it's also already cubed up. Some beautiful chunks of pepperoni. And one final ingredient that I'm going to keep set aside until later in the sausage making process is some encapsulated citric acid. And that's going to help bring that tang, the acidity, the zip that pepperoni is really known for, except we don't have to ferment this sausage for like 2 weeks in order to get it naturally. And how this stuff works is it's citric acid powder that's encapsulated in an oil coating. That way we can add this to our meat and it won't start cooking the meat immediately. But once we start actually cooking the sausage on the pit, the coating will melt away, introducing all the wonderful flavor without destroying our bind. So hopefully I don't forget to put this in. This video is brought to you by AG1. AG1 is a daily health drink that's clinically shown to support gut health and fill in common nutrient gaps, with over 75 ingredients including 5 probiotic strains and whole food sourced ingredients. Basically, AG1 replaces your need for a multivitamin or probiotics or that sort of thing. Simply start your day with 1 scoop of AG1 in 8 to 12 ounces of cold water to get your daily nutrition foundation and stay ahead of whatever life throws at you. And cooking and eating barbecue all the time may not be the healthiest choice, but that's why I start my day out every morning with a scoop of AG1. I've actually been drinking it for a long time at this point, and there's a lot of great reasons to drink it, you know? It helps support your immune system with probiotics and antioxidants. It helps support energy levels with superfoods and B vitamins. It's got probiotics for gut health and helps fill in a lot of the common nutrient gaps that even the most healthy eaters have. AG1 comes in several different flavors, and there's also travel packs available, which are super convenient when you're on the road. And like I said, it's quite tasty. And with spring upon us, it always feels like a fresh start, and it's a really good time to start forming some better habits and make sure we're getting the nutrition we need. So if you're looking to give AG1 a try for yourself, click my link in the description box of this video or scan the QR code on screen now, and you'll get an AG1 flavor sampler plus a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 free in your welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription, which is like a $72 value. Pretty good. Again, link down below or scan the QR code on screen now to get all the free goodies from AG1 with your AG1 subscription. Thank you, AG1. And now that our meat is nice and cold, through the meat grinder we go. We've got the coarse die on there, so through we go. Beautiful, nice clean grind on that. Nice looking fat content, no fat smearing or anything like that. So now in we go with all of our spices and start getting that worked in. It smells good right off the bat. And once the fat and the spices are looking evenly dispersed, we can go in with our liquid, which for me today is just some water. But you can do stock or tomato juice or whatever you like. And now we're gonna start mixing this up until it gets nice and tacky. Once that's all come together, starting to look nice and tacky, we can go in with our garnish, including our pepperoni and our mozzarella cheese. And I was thinking about cooking off that pepperoni to make it crispy first, but decided against it. So let me know if that's a good idea down below. And now we'll get this all folded in. And once that's all combined, we can finally go in with our encapsulated citric acid right at the end. And the reason I'm doing it at the end is because I didn't want to burst any of the granules or anything while doing all that heavy kneading. So now we can add it at the end and just kind of fold it in until everything is evenly incorporated. Sticky. And now with our sausage done, we can go ahead and make a log for our sausage rolls. And you can make these as big or as small as you like. And trying to fight plastic wrap in the wind is always an adventure. And remember, these are going to be wrapped in puff pastry, which is going to puff up. So you always want to make these a little bit smaller than you want your actual sausage roll to be. Something along the lines of that, I think, is looking pretty good to me. Cheesy turd over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, kind of like a beef Wellington or something, for a beautiful little log. Got two nice logs formed up. I'm gonna park these in the fridge for the next 20 minutes or so just to kind of solidify and let those spices hydrate a little bit. As for the rest of this sausage, might as well taste it up into some links, right? Don't mind having some pepperoni links on hand. Tie it off. Ah, where's my tip snipper? Snip the tip. And we'll just get this knocked out real quick. 1, 2, 3, and so on. And just like that, all cased up in no time at all, looking absolutely beautiful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cook these off real quick. And again, this isn't really part of the recipe or part of the video, but if you're gonna get all your sausage gear dirty, might as well knock out a few different things, right? So on the old pellet grill we go. Got this thing set to 180 degrees. And we're just gonna cook these for probably an hour or so. Get a little smoke on there, get a little color on there, and cook them up to about 150 internal. Also, I did park these in front of a fan for the last like 20 minutes, if you're wondering why they're a little darker and nice and dry looking. Great little hack. Beautiful. And just like that, fresh off the pit, this was a super easy and pretty lazy cook on the old pellet grill. Had these on there for maybe an hour and a half total at 180 degrees. But I gotta say, these are looking damn near perfect. Great color on there, they're feeling nice and plump. Casings are looking great, no air pockets or anything like that. Pretty good color for not having a smoke tube or anything like that in there. But once these came up to like 155-ish internal, I pulled them off, dropped them into an ice bath, and then gave them all a wipe down with a paper towel because everybody loves a clean weenie. And now we've got ourselves pepperoni sausage mountain. Beautiful. But let's get back to the sausage rolls. Started by busting out some puff pastry. You know, I still just don't have it in me to make my own puff pastry when these are just so perfect and so convenient. And you know what? It's hard enough to convince people to make their own sausage from scratch, so I doubt anyone's actually going to make their own puff pastry. I pulled this out of the freezer like an hour ago. It's been chilling in the fridge, so hopefully it's defrosted. It's feeling a little frozen still, so I might just let it sit here for a minute because we don't want to crack it, but we don't want it frozen either. Looking all right. I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to roll this out to be a little bit thinner and a little bit wider so we can wrap it around our log. And once rolled out to the appropriate size for our log, we can go down with this now chilled looking chub of pepperoni pizza sausage, or just cheesy pepperoni sausage. And then all we gotta do is quite simply roll it up nice and tight. Gonna paint the bottom here with an egg wash to make sure everything sticks. And roll it up for a beautiful little puff pastry presentation. Snip off the extra dough and land that seam on the bottom. I'm gonna go through and pinch this shut just for good measure. Just kind of giving it some nice overall shape. I'm gonna round these ends off a little bit, but I'm not really going for full coverage on the end here. How you doing? Girthy. There we go, all wrapped up nicely. So now I'm gonna pop this onto a sheet tray. And taking a look at the size of this log, I'm not sure why I made 2 of these. Hello there. You can see my face. But you know what, I already made the log, and I've already got this puff pastry out, so might as well. Pretty sure I did the same thing last time I made sausage rolls and made way too many, but at least it's a pretty quick and easy thing. Snip, shape it and roll it and pinch it shut. And with both of our logs rolled up, I'm going to pop this in the freezer for the next 15-20 minutes because this puff pastry dough cooks up a lot better if it goes in nice and cold. So just get a good chill on these. And now that that pastry has firmed up a little bit, we can go ahead and give this an egg wash. It's just to help it get nice and golden brown. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could go full fancy Wellington style and put a lattice pattern or some decorative scoring or something on this, but I think we're going to keep it pretty simple for this one. And you could bake this off in one big log, or you can cut it up like I'm going to do into some individual little bites. Cutting it in half once, and then in half again, and then one more time. Beautiful. And then for a little bit of a garnish, and to make sure that puff pastry is tasting really good, I'm going to go down with a little bit of flaky salt right on top. But if you have any other suggestions for what we could garnish this with, let me know down below. And then onto a baking sheet we go. Will say though, looking nice and cheesy, looking nice and pepperoni-y. Could just save this for another day, but might as well just knock it all out. And then back over here, I've got this pellet grill fired up to 375 degrees, and it should be a pretty quick and easy cook from here on out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slide these right on the top rack here, and cook them through for about 30 minutes or so, or until that pastry is looking nice and puffy and golden brown, and the sausage is nice and juicy and cooked through. Rocking the smoked pecan shell pellets, as I usually do on this cooker. Got a link down below if you want to pick some of these up for yourself using my link, or you can go to chudsbbq.com. Highly recommend them, nice and smoky. And while those cook away, let's go ahead and knock out a super quick and easy pizza sauce. Starting with 1 can of crushed tomatoes, some kosher salt, a little bit of sugar, red chili flakes, dried oregano, and a little granulated garlic. And you could leave this chunky if you like, or bust out the stick blender. And our super simple, quick, very tasty pizza sauce is done. Checking back in on our sausage rolls. Not gonna lie, this took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. Not sure what that's about. Maybe it's because I've never cooked sausage rolls on this pellet grill before. But you should check out the cheeseburger sausage roll video because I tried to cook them on my last pellet grill, and that was the episode that my pellet grill broke, so I ended up cooking them on the offset. And that worked out really well, but regardless, we're about an hour in on this cook, and these are looking really nice. The sausage is looking nice and red and fully cooked and nice and smoky and nice and juicy. And the puff pastry is looking puffed and nicely brown. So now I'm gonna pull these off and let them rest. Gotta say, folks, I'm not mad about how this is looking. A big pile, a big mountain, if you will, of some pepperoni pizza sausage rolls. And I'm ready to see how these came out. Feeling nice and crispy, looking nice and juicy, bottom's looking good, nice and cheesy. Let's go for it. Ooh. I forgot about the cheese. Not sure how you can see it. That is meaty, that is substantial, but that buttery, crispy crust is just so nice. That pepperoni flavor is certainly coming through. Unmistakably a pepperoni sausage, although it is studded with pepperoni, so can't really miss. That is just a lovely bite. Sausage is nice and juicy, pastry is nice and fluffy. Dip that into a little pizza sauce, and why not? Ooh, it's like pizza meets a mozzarella stick meets a cheesy, juicy sausage. There's nothing to complain about here, folks. That is snackable, to say the least. So cheesy, so fluffy, so crispy, and also just so easy to make, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I said this the last time about the cheeseburger sausage rolls, that it really tasted like a burger. Where a lot of times people will take the flavor profile of a pizza or a burger and try to make something else out of it, and it just doesn't quite hit the mark, but something about these sausage rolls, it just works, because that tastes just like a pepperoni pizza, but a little bit more meaty. I also fired off a couple of these bad boys because they're just so beautiful looking. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. See how this is by itself, but big chunk of pepperoni, couple chunks of cheese. That citric acid tang is just so good. I put that in summer sausages before. Very fun ingredient to play around with. And I'm glad I made a bunch of these because those are fantastic by themselves. Brooke.
Yes.
Would you like to try a pizza sausage roll?
Yes, they're so small.
They're so dainty and petite. I was worried I made them a little too gigantic when I was making the sausage logs, but they shrunk up to be a pretty, reasonable size.
Where's the ranch, sir?
Well, I made you some pizza sauce. We can get to the ranch, although it is a pepperoni pizza sausage roll, so a little ranch wouldn't hurt.
Oh, that was good. It does taste like a pizza.
Right? I was just saying that. I don't know what it is about these sausage rolls where it doesn't look anything like a pizza, but...
I like this flaky.
Buttery, flaky, crispy.
Buttery, flaky, crisp. That's good.
Great little pasta.
What cheeses are in it?
Mozzarella. And I was just going to say, I was considering doing a dusting of Parm on these when they came out of the smoker. But I didn't know how that would look, kind of trying to melt on top of bread.
I gotta take or leave that, but it's delicious. I will say, this might be more for a meat lover. Mm-hmm. I would probably take down the meat ratio, personally, but...
You don't like the 95% meat, 5% bread, unlike a regular pizza?
Well, I love bread, too, so... And I love bread. It's good, though.
It is tasty. Mm-hmm. It does beg the question, though, what should we turn into a sausage roll next? You know, I did the cheeseburger sausage rolls back in, like, 22 or 23.
Really? It's not long?
It's been a while. Now we're doing the pepperoni pizza sausage rolls, but, you know, what's a good meat and bread combo that we should turn into tubular, smoky form?
Wellington rolls.
It is kind of Wellington-y.
It's Wellington-esque, for sure. Oh, here's a little guy. Aw,
He's
the
so
butt.
cute. Ah, the butt. There you go.
Touch the butt.
That'll have a little bit more bread heaviness to it
Yeah.
for you. But that sausage itself is quite tasty. Do you pick up on like the acidity of it all?
Yeah, it tastes like a little pepperoni with kick. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a pepperoni flavored sausage that is then studded with pepperoni.
Oh, okay.
So the pepperoni vibe is driven home pretty hard.
Pepperoni inception.
Sometimes you gotta buy a sausage to make a sausage.
I could eat a million of these.
They are oddly satisfying to eat. Self-contained in its own bread.
Yeah, and they're not falling apart. Except for the flakiness, of course, but...
Just a little board dandruff.
Ew.
And the cheese, high temp cheese, so it stays in place instead of gooing everywhere. It also helps with the non-messy factor.
Oh, God. I've already had two. I'm slowing down a little.
Yeah, they build up quickly,
Yeah.
but they're really tasty.
They are really good. I want to keep going because the flavor.
Yep, definitely making these again. Perfect
Yeah.
for a party, football game, you know what I mean? I like that, and I'm going to eat more.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to take this with me. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. This one's really good. But before I devour an unhealthy amount of these, I think it's time for the official taste test. Alright, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make some absolutely fantastic pepperoni pizza sausage rolls. I highly recommend giving this one a try, you know, especially if you're someone new just trying to dip their toes into the sausage making world. This is a great place to start because you can buy some ground beef, some ground pork, some puff pastry, and knock this whole recipe out in like an hour and a half. It's a crowd pleaser. It looks good on a tray coming out at a big party or something like that. And the flavor is just absolutely incredible. And also, for all the sausage makers out there, this pepperoni-infused pepperoni sausage is absolutely fantastic. Definitely glad to have some of those on hand. And also, just sausage rolls in general are so fun to make. I really do need to make them more often because they're super easy, super quick, and super tasty. Highly recommended. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Team Chud members. Thank you for supporting this channel and allowing me to keep making all of these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace. Ah, my fire died.